Hey guys, good morning. It's Tony. I did get a lot of requests for people asking about Robinhood, and I haven't really touched this ticker in a very long time. Ever since I sold out of everything, I actually sold out because I bought everything. As you guys, I love Robinhood, right? I think Robinhood is doing extremely well. I think they make a lot of money, and there's a lot of possibilities, and a lot of potential of them making a lot more money, right? Especially with adding more altcoins into their crypto portfolio or the roster. Um, Maybe the possibility of them adding other kinds of markets, maybe foreign exchange, at least some pairs of foreign exchanges on Robinhood. So there's a lot of possibilities that can really go into growing the Robinhood platform. And as far as Robinhood themselves, I am extremely long on their company. And I think the payment for order flow thing, I think that news gave them a little bit of a bad, it obviously affected them a little bit, right? But I think for the most part, I don't think it's gonna get banned. I think Robinhood's too big, and it's supported by too big of a it's supported by big money, right? So obviously, I think they have I'm sure they have a good relationship with like Citadel or Melvin Capital or a lot of other hedge funds that they kind of supply with the payment order flow, right? So I'm sure they have backup from certain people in the industry that will help them out along the way. Um, but as far as just TA in general, it has been trending down ever since like August 5th or so, the beginning of August. And I think it's going to be, for the most part, it's going to be continuing this downtrend. And I do think that it's going to be headed back to lows of a little bit under IPO price of 151 or so. And keep in mind, we actually just closed the bullish day back here on September 10th, and all we really did was just trade down. So I'm half expecting it to either, if it does break trend, I'm expecting it to go back to 43 bucks. But if it keeps staying consistent to this, I half expect it to go back to around $35. After filling that gap, you guys know that I sold immediately at like $70 or whatever. I think I bought like a hundred shares of Robinhood or 1,000 shares of Robinhood. I don't remember. I bought at $38. I think I bought like a bunch of shares of Robinhood at 38 bucks right when at the IPO price. And immediately I actually sold at like $70 or so because it had this huge gap that it created on the daily, right, between 48 and $54. And I'm like, I am not going to be holding the stock because there's a gap to fill, and I'm not going to be holding this stock and I'm not going to be holding the stock until this gap gets filled, and then a couple days later to see where it's actually trading. So got filled. The actual gap got filled back on. It got fully filled on August 12th, right? And then it just kind of kept trailing sideways. That's really it. And it's right now it's following this mini trend that it created. I wouldn't really call it an actual huge trend. It's kind of a micro trend because it's really only been happening for what, August? Yeah, just for like a month or so. But I do expect it possibly to keep running down to 35 bucks. And at that point, I would think that getting into to Robinhood would actually be another really, actually, any point right here, any price point, even right now at 40 bucks, any price point right now is actually a really solid buy-in for Robinhood. But again, keep in mind, last time we keep dropping in a pretty consistent pattern of on the 4 hour, right, when it closes a bearish candle. So we have been dropping around $3.50 in about a day. Let me actually check the previous one. So from here, from here. So we have a 1 day and a 4 day drop of $6 and around $4. So I mean, I would not be surprised if we keep seeing drops like this, or at least not significant drops, but at least drops like this to the low side. Um, Let me see from here. 394 in a day. Yeah. Again, just kind of look at the historical drops, right? You dropped $4 in a day. You dropped 360 in a day. You drop $6 in 4 days. So they're all around the same area. I would wait on Robinhood to get in to see what happens on the 4 hour, especially right now when you have support and you have the trend kind of breaking here sometime around September 15th. I definitely wait to see what happens if you break trend. or if you just kind of trade sideways here. So if you trade sideways here, it's relatively good. It'll seem like Robinhood has actually found the floor, maybe bounce up. But if you actually have another bearish trigger like this, especially when the stochastic is at the bottom, I can definitely expect this to go all the way back to 35 bucks. So even right now, I would not buy in right now. I'd wait to see what happens at the next 4 hour bear close on the bear side. So again, keep in mind, if it does close bearish, I fully expect it to drop another, $4. So 39 to 35 would be a perfect. It'd be a perfect historical drop from the last drops that we've been. Every single drop that you've been getting is $4 to $6. So a drop from $40 to 35 is essentially exactly what we're looking for. It's around a $4 to $6 drop. So I wouldn't even be surprised to see $35 in the next 2 weeks or so. But again, just be mindful of if it actually breaks trend, it might actually retest trend or the support and then jump up. But I think there's a higher chance of it dropping to $35 or so, just based off of these last two, these last three historical drops that have been, $4 to $6 anywhere between 1 and 4 days. So would not be surprised to see 35 bucks in like the next 2 weeks or so. I'll see you later. Bye bye.